Hey everybody, and welcome back to my video. Well, for today I've prepared you a special video related to spring, and I'm really glad to be able to welcome you with a jam-packed vocabulary lesson to help you improve your English. So I hope you'll be able to stick around here, and before we get right into it, please be sure to subscribe to my channel with notifications so you never miss a lesson. Well, with this said, let's get us going. Number one is a beautiful idiom. Spring is in the air. Spring is in the air. Mind the pronunciation of this beautiful season, which is spring, which means, well, there is this feeling in the air, accounting for a new life and new beginnings. Since spring is always making its presence felt so nicely with its tiny creatures and the warmer weather, for now in Romania, sun rays are kind of timidly piercing through the clouds, and the weather is so unpredictable. But that aside, it's okay. I mean, on calendar level, it's still there. So many people, I'd say they are shifting from indoors to outdoors. So my example here for you is, how about setting up a green corner? Spring is in the air. It was about a spring or green corner outside in the yard. Number two is spring fever. Spring fever, which refers to that excitement and energy caused by the beginning of spring. Whenever people feel that spring fever, it's time for some spring movement, going outside and longer walks in nature, some extra energy, a boost of energy that we're all feeling on the inside, caused by the first signs of spring. Next, we've got spring cleaning. Spring cleaning, which means a thorough cleaning that's almost everybody does with the coming of spring, with the arrival of spring. So for example, how much time do you set aside before the arrival of Easter for the spring cleaning? How much time? I'd say I legit don't set particular time for that, for the spring cleaning. I just try to squeeze it in among the other daily tasks, because I just go about my life as it is with literally not much time for the spring cleaning. Number four is fly the nest. Fly the nest. It's a wonderful idiom about children leaving their parents' home and settling down. And my example here for you would be Simon and Sally completed their studies last year, and they have fetched themselves some good jobs. So I'd say now it's just about time they flew the nest. Just as with little birds flying their parents' nests as heralds for spring, we have blooms later developing and growing into beautiful flowers, also heralding spring, and the expression in full bloom. In full bloom, mind the pronunciation, this difference between these two sounds, and u. And this means covered with flowers, but it's also used to emphasize the completeness, intensity, or extent of something, or just things happening all at once. And my example here would be with Easter preparations, the whole family was involved in something, was busy doing something. So the boys and everything was in full bloom. The boys were busy putting up the Easter decor. The girls were, making things, sweet things in the kitchen, while the little ones were trying on their outfits for the Easter meal. Everything was in full bloom. Next, we have late bloomer, which refers to that type of person who becomes successful or attractive or, just more visible, standing out all of a sudden at a later point in life than other people. And here I've got the verb for you, which is to bloom, and it means to grow or develop successfully. And an example for you might be, have you heard of Daniel, who has gotten into eco homes building business? It's been going great for him, turns out. Well, he sounds like he's a late bloomer in his 40s. Good for him then. The next one that I've got for you is a beautiful idiom to bark up the wrong tree. Bark up the wrong tree, including another element of spring, which is the tree. And this is not really a nice way to show successful things. So they won't get you the nice and the good result. If you bark up the wrong tree, things won't turn out the good way for you. So, for example, you trying to get good investors for that area, especially the school system, turns out you're barking up the wrong tree. It means you aren't addressing the right problem, the right people. I think you should rethink the problem here. You're barking up the wrong tree. Next we have the idiom walk on eggshells. Walk on eggshells, which means to actually be careful about how you are treating someone or how you behave around someone, so you don't make them angry or upset. And that is prior to some difficult situations, circumstances. So my example here would be, last month our executive lost a very important transaction for our company, and now we're all forced to walk on eggshells whenever there's a serious discussion point on the agenda, because we might, make her blow up. So walk on eggshells, us walking on eggshells. Next we have a bird's eye view. Bird's eye view, which means looking at something from distance, from above, and trying to be objective, thus getting an overview, getting a broad view of a particular situation. That's the large picture. That's what it's all about, a bird's eye view. Think of a bird seeing the world from above. Well, my example here is, last week I took my students to a visit to the theater, and then we also got the chance to get a bird's eye view as to how the plays and the costumes came to life. That was so cool. Could you imagine this? Just getting to get a bird's eye view of how all of this comes to life, comes into shape right there on the stage, right in front of your eyes. Grass is always greener on the other side, or just grass is greener on the other side, which illustrates the idea that we can see other people or people's possessions better and nicer and more abundant than ours, and them living their best life unlike us. And this is only on the surface. It's just an illusion. Life is but as such as each and everyone lives it. So my example would be, how come Susan is always going on vacation and not us? Can you believe this? And the answer you might get, well, grass is always greener on the other side, which might mean, well, you never see the good things in your life going on in your life. All you see is the good things and the good in somebody else's life. And the last expression for you today, a spring related expression, is put all your eggs in one basket. Put all your eggs in one basket, which means depend on only one idea, person, or plan. Why not? And my example here for you refers to terminal year students having to go through the admission process, of in entering high school. And the fact that, they better keep in mind the fact that they shouldn't just put all their eggs in one basket. Take, for example, vocational students. They might not make it into that profile, into that class, so why risk and put all of their eggs in one basket? They might as well go with other profiles and classes as well, so they make it, so they have more chances after all. There you go, you have a jam-packed video with expressions related to spring. Be sure to put them into practice yourselves, and therefore you have several chances to enriching your vocabulary. And don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so that we continue our English journey together. Thank you so much for today, for sticking around with me and for making it to the end of my video. And of course, I'll see you again next time right here on my English Space. Bye for now.